Hi friends. Sorry, running a little behind. We are here now. I still have to cut some stuff out, but I need to update my conventions. Okay, hello. I have to finish cutting shiny Sylveon, but I just sprayed our house for spiders. Gross. We just when it gets really hot and rainy outside, like exactly this time of year, they all come out. And it's always at nighttime. I guess makes sense. And last night I saw a really big one on our bedroom wall right before we were about to go to bed. So I did that once I dropped the baby off. So now it's time to work. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, let's see if this is better. I was able to clip this to my shirt last time, but I had like one that had a looser collar. That one was like tight and it's right up on my face. Good morning. Hi, Made by Chinky. Welcome. So glad you're able to make it. Good morning to you. I know you're in a whole other time zone. Yeah, I was talking about spraying for spiders. And yeah, so I was like, I'm doing that tomorrow before I stream. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's like little body, big long legs. And they're not. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not gonna show you guys a picture because I don't have that warning on here. But yeah, just imagine big spider. And I was gonna spray the outside of the house, but it is rainy, so it really wouldn't do us any good right now. But I hope you guys are all doing good. Oh, I need to film this. We're starting on the 100 Pokemon challenge. If you guys don't know what that is, I'm making the top 100 of what my followers request. So if you guys want to make a request, there's still time. And I'm going to do all of them in short form, hopefully, but I'll do occasionally pieces of them in lives too. That's honestly what's gonna keep me going, is when I get to do them in lives. But I gotta remember to also record on my phone. And if we have time, which I'm not sure if we will, because Sylveon does take a little bit, if I finish this, if I try to do start to finish, we might do shiny Umbreon. But right now our focus is shiny Sylveon. I wasn't even recording on my phone. This is why I can't do two things at once. Okay, I can at least cut the pockets out. This is the closest blue I have for shiny Sylveon, and this is what I've used before. I have made shiny Sylveon, I think only one other time as a long hat, and then I made it as a short hat years ago. Okay, perfect. I got a video of that. That's all that matters. I just need a couple of clips. And hats that I'm doing the very first of, like let's say Charizard. I've never done a Charizard one. When I do a Charizard, because you guys know that it'll happen, it's gonna get a first edition tag. I guess I could move my camera up a little bit. Hold. Oh no. Okay. That's a little better. And then I'll just move it back down. It will get a first edition tag so that whoever claims it can be like, hey, look, I got the first Charizard hat she ever made. And that's all it is. It's really just bragging rights. It's not going to cost anymore. Yep, that's about it. It's not going to be any different. I mean, I guess the only thing is it might be a little different if when I go to make a new one, I learned from my first time making it. That would be the only reason it would be different. Let me see. I don't have my laptop, so I gotta come over here or I gotta check on my phone. 2 a.m. Is that what that says? Finishing some sewing stuff. There we go. My chat was cut off. Yep, 2 a.m. Just finishing some sewing stuff. Oh my goodness. And then you're going to bed? Hey, hi Lady J Creates, welcome. Love to see a long hat for Gengar, Beware, and Decidueye. Ooh, I have done a Gengar long version. I don't have one right now, or I would show it to you. But the other two, I think someone has requested Decidueye, if that's how you say it correctly. I do believe that is on the big long spreadsheet I have. So I'll definitely add those to my spreadsheet. And what I'm gonna do is just keep adding, and basically because eventually one of them will have to fall off, or like a bunch will have to fall off, because I think right now I have 120 suggested, and a lot of them only have 1 vote. So eventually some of them will get 2 votes, and then the ones that have 1 vote will get voted off the island. So yeah, so we're starting with the most popular, of course. If you're curious what got the most votes, it was Sylveon. And I've done Sylveon, I would say over 100 times, but I really don't know if that's factual. But I've done it a lot. So what we're doing is shiny Sylveon, and this one's gonna be added to my shop. So now you do have the option if you want shiny Sylveon or regular Sylveon, because I always have my evolutions in stock on my website, but they are just regular. And I actually just recently made a shiny Jolteon. I've had people request the shiny versions. But honestly, Umbreon and Sylveon, in my opinion, are the best out of the shinies. The other one, even Vaporeon, I love Vaporeon, but the evolution shinies, they kind of lack in, unfortunately. But what do you guys think? That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I can't even remember. I know Eevee changes to like a silver, so it's not a big change. Jolteon changes to like an alien lime green, pretty much. Leafeon, I think, just becomes paler. Hold on, I gotta look up my colors for Sylveon now, and I've lost my scissors. I love seeing your hats. You've inspired me to make the embroidered Pokemon / anime beanies. Yay! I love those. I think that is such a good like jump into making like beanies and hats is Pokemon, you know? You can never go wrong. You know that they're gonna sell, you know? So if you're making them to sell, of course, which I'm assuming. Evolutions, always good. Gengar, always good. Which you could be like, oh, there's already so many. So what? Okay, like make more. Yeah, it's always good to make things that are different because you're gonna stand out, but why do you think there's so many evolutions and Gengar stuff out there? Is because it is very popular and it has an audience and it will sell. You know, sorry, I have a little bit of drama with that when someone came to me one time and was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you put Gengar on a hat or Ditto on a hat. That's my idea. You stole that. No, actually, we're all stealing from the Nintendo company, so let's just be friends and just hope that no one comes for us, okay? Anyways, moving on. I'm glad that you're making beanies. There needs to be more Pokemon beanies in the world. Am I still cut off, or is this just my video is just delayed? Okay, no, my video is just delayed. Oh, I had it paused. Okay, what color is Sylveon's? I usually have a camera overhead, but I've like switched them out and moved that camera here. I still have the tape attached to my ceiling from it, but I don't plan to be over here long, so hopefully let me get my butt in gear and we'll do this. So I was gonna do, yeah, I think I'm gonna do just opposite colors. So I need pink. I'm basically going to use the same colors that is used in my other Sylveon, the regular Sylveon, and just swap them. Because I think that would be cute if someone did like side by side shiny and non-shiny, so then they would still have the same colors. So we're going to do light pink, even though the pictures online, some of them do look like more of a darker hot pink, but this is so cute. See, look how cute those colors are. And this just keeps with the trans color scheme that people love to see. I was gonna cut out 2, but I don't think we have time for that. So I'm just gonna cut what I need. And then the next question is, do I have light pink felt for the eyes? I don't use light pink a lot in felt. And my Walmart doesn't carry felt anymore. They don't even have like the big, huge bundles, I don't think. Or if they do, they just don't have any good colors. Because I went in even just looking for red. Okay, this pink could work. We will hold it. I've actually decided that I do not. I don't like that pink. I really want a light pink. So I might have to hold off on the eyes for it. And that's just the problem that I'm gonna face when I make these Pokemon, is because I'm making new stuff, so I might not have everything I need for it. And my closest Michaels is, I think my closest Michaels is like an hour. There might be a Hobby Lobby closer. Which embroidery machine do you recommend for beginners? Ooh. So, if you don't need a big size, if 4x4 is good, which you can't do a lot with it, so this might not be for a lot of people. But 4x4 is very tiny. It's this one, this tiny little hoop. This is what I started with. and I started with my Brother SE400. Is that right? I don't even think they make it anymore. There's another one that replaces it, but that does sewing and embroidery. So if you don't really need that, then I would just go straight to either a bigger one, like this one right here. This one's my favorite right now, the SE1900. It still does sewing and embroidery, but you get a bigger hoop, you get the 5x7 size. And then if you don't need, because I know this one's a little more pricey, if you don't need the sewing, I have a PE800, which is right here, and that one just does embroidery. Both are really good. Both do the 5x7 size. I got them both. Listen, Facebook Marketplace. This one, no, just the one that's just embroidery. I paid $300 because they were having problems with the bobbin. This was also during COVID, so maybe that also could be a little bit of it. But before I bought it, they told me like what it was doing, wasn't sure if it was fixable. I looked up some videos. I was like, I might be able to fix it, and I did. I also probably should have got it serviced in that time, and I didn't. I finally got them all serviced last year. So they're running much better now. But definitely check Facebook Marketplace. And then the one that is the SE1900, I did pay more. I think it was like $900. I did try to see if he would come down off of it a little bit. That also was in, I think I had to go over to New Jersey or something. It was when I was living in Delaware at the time. But it did come with a big stack of cutaway stabilizer. It came with like a bunch of embroidery thread. I think he even gave me some t-shirts. So that one makes a little more sense and still a really good deal, I think. But definitely check out Facebook Marketplace and just see if they can send you, of course, a video of it running or something, or ask like why they're getting rid of it. That's always and they could lie to you, but that's always what I like to ask, just to see what they say. The one girl, of course, was because it was broken and she got a better machine. And then the guy, he was getting it so that it can actually embroider anime stuff on t-shirts with his buddies, and they were gonna do a business, and nobody really wanted to help him or like do it, so then he was just gonna sell it. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. I actually sell at anime and Comic-Con conventions, so don't worry, your machine will still get the weeb life. I have a Brother sewing machine that works fine, and I definitely do. I've saved a few, but they are on the pricier end. Yeah, I'm biased to Brother, and that's kind of on me, I guess, because I can't give you a good opinion about others. I don't even know which one Bethany uses. I should ask her. And I know she's trying to see if she can upgrade to something else, so. But I really like Brother, so. Not saying that it's the only way to go, but that's the only thing I can give opinions on, is because I have Brother. Okay, so here's that cutout. Here is the darker eyes next to what I picked for this. But I think because I do want to try to finish this, I am going to change to a darker color for the inside of the ear so that it matches the eyes. I know I said I want it to match, but I also want to get this hat done. So that's one of the things with this being the first one I make, I guess. Right now, the colors might be a little different. So that works. But the problem I will come into is if I do post this as my Etsy listing, if I change it, then it won't be right. So I don't know, maybe it won't be different. But we shall see. This one will be, like I said, up for sale. Honestly, hopefully I'll snap a picture of it whenever it's done. I'll put it up there. But I do have a Pokemon convention. It's the one that's in Clarksville, Tennessee. Yes, that one is in July 25th. So I'm going to guess that that probably will sell there if it's as big as the one that I did last year. So you'll have till July 25th, if not earlier, to grab it, because I am gonna make an Instagram post about it too. All right, sorry, I got a whole bunch of things going at once. Once I sit down and sew, my ideas will be a little more together. But at this moment, I'm all over the place because I need to, I do the embroidery. Speaking of embroidery machines, I do the little bow and it's like tassel things on the embroidery machine. And I meant to get this done before so it wasn't so loud for you guys. But it does not take long at all, so it'll just be a short little time. Let me look up at the, okay, it goes pink, dark pink, blue. Pink, light pink, dark pink, blue. Perfect. Get this pink out for the third time. All right. Light pink. And according to this picture, it actually looks like, I don't want to say her, Sylveon's eyes are light pink and the inside of the ears are dark pink. But I do not, that's the problem we're having. I don't have light pink for the eyes. Right, it's booted up. This is, ironically, my favorite thing to use the embroidery machine for, is doing things like this. I do occasionally use it to embroider my beanies, but that's actually the only embroidery that I do. Lots of times I make it do in the hoop patterns, and sorry, I have to read. And just things like this. Basically in the hoop parts for my hats, or the Pikmin bucket hats, I make it do the little stems and the flowers, and then I cut them out, and man, does it save me time. It is great. All right, I'm gonna step away for a minute so that it's not too loud for you guys. And then go ahead and get dark pink, light pink, dark pink, blue. Let's see. But they're on the price here, and reminded me of someone who bought a bunch of Juki, I think that's how you say it, sewing machine, but at the last minute, the person who's supposed to run the tailoring shop backed off. No. Yeah, I'm guessing that that's what happened to this guy's, like, it wasn't like during COVID, but it was a little after. So what I'm gonna guess is that during COVID, these guys were like, oh my gosh, yeah, we should, open our own online business and we can sell these shirts. And they got the designs offline because they didn't say anything about digitizing their own design or anything, but they gave me the flash drive that had some of them on there, and it's like Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think there might have been a Naruto logo, like different logos and stuff that's still loaded on my flash drive that I use. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. That's a good idea. They asked me if I wanted to buy a combo sewing and serger for I think $800 in US dollars. Ooh. Not a bad deal. Ooh, don't pull that. Almost messed it all up. So this is what it does. It's stitched out, like that's just the bottom of the little, I call them tassels. Really, it's just the ends of the bows. Wait, did I not cut off a piece yet? We're only struggling a little bit, guys. It's fine. It's fine. When I don't have my baby, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this, and it's just go, go, go. And I should make a list instead. I mean, right now it's just go, go, go sewing, you know, but some of the things I'm like, oh yeah, when I don't have my baby, I'm gonna wash her play mat. I'm gonna spray for spiders. But that's okay. We're just gonna, maybe I shouldn't have opened the coffee, but just gonna chill it out a little bit. And we're gonna sew. You don't have to think about the housework. We're here to sew. This convention that I just did last weekend, I was wearing this shirt and I had my hair up in like space buns and stuff. And I think I had black shorts on. But I walked up to one of the food trucks and the guy was like, do you always get your hair to match your shirt? And I was like, if I can, yeah. But then I run out of shirts, so. But I'm waiting for someone to ask me like, oh, do you like the color blue? And I'll be like, yeah, you should see my room. And my childhood bedroom was almost this color. It was actually a little bit darker. That's how I knew I wanted this one even lighter blue. And now, because we know we're gonna move, because we can't fit another baby in here if we were to have another one, I'm gonna go with an even lighter shade of blue, I think. But I do really like this blue. I think it fits my color scheme, but I think just a little bit lighter and it would be good for just general. Because I always think that people would turn this into a dining room when we were to move out, because I think it's a good little area. Especially with these two like closets, they can put their Tupperware, I don't know, you know, whatever you would store in a dining room. Your fine china. But they would definitely repaint this. I don't think that they would leave it this color. Look how cute these colors are. So that is that stitched out, and I have to take it off and then I have to sew it on the machine. But we also do the bows, so I need to cut out fabric for the bow. Do you map out each character? So like for the Pokemon characters, like what I do a sketch, if that's what you mean, and I try to get a general idea. I don't know if I still have my sketchbook in here. I think I might have took it in the living room. But yes, I try to do a simple, quick sketch just to get an idea. Especially if I'm doing a custom order. Let me see, is my iPod dead? Yeah, my iPad is dead. Especially if I'm doing a custom order for Pokemon, I do a sketch so that I can see if the customer likes it. But sometimes, or the reason I do that is sometimes, especially if it's like a flying Pokemon that has like wings and arms, I could either do or long ears. Like with Momo, I've done where the ears were actually the arm things. Or no, that was an option. I don't think I did that. I just put really long ears on the hat. But that's when, like, if a flying Pokemon, I can make the sides wings, or I could put wings on the back of the head. Like Charizard might have wings on the back of the head, and then it has its arms too. So that's what I usually at least try to do, some kind of quick something just to help my brain. It's a fortune for me, though. That is worth more than a month of grinding. Oh, $1 is like 60 in our currency. Oh, I do forget that. If you earn 1K, you're like in the middle class already. Own house, car, and maid. Oh my gosh. I really didn't realize it was that. What's the word? I don't think it's considered translating. It's something like that, though. I didn't realize. I knew it was a pretty big difference, but I didn't realize it was that significant. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, you wouldn't be spending that money on a sewing machine. Especially if it's, yeah, more than a month of work. I think it was my friend Tia that was always telling me what the like American dollar is in different, because she travels a whole lot. And I'm like, that's crazy. I can't keep up with it all. I have lost. Is this one big enough? So now I'm just putting a piece of white fleece over this so I can see where I can stitch it out. But my fleece pieces, this one that I was working with is a little bit too small. So let me grab this. I don't know if anyone needs fabric, but a lot of places are having Memorial Day sales. So this is your reminder. If you need to get some fabric, check out those places. I need to do a look at what I have, because I can always use more fabric, but I definitely need to buy sparingly. I just bought a whole bunch of black. I don't know if you guys saw my reel. The way that they shipped it to me, it was like a huge burrito rolled up. And then I take a little fabric marker and I just kind of draw out where I want the Sylveon. I always do it the wrong way though. Not that it matters, it's just supposed to be like a flowy bow. So that I can see where I need to sew it. You guys see that? Yeah. So then I have to sew that up, and now we'll do the bow on the embroidery machine, and I can sit down and sew. Do the bow, sit down and sew. Do the bow, sit down and sew. Yeah, Sylveon was the top one. Then I think Gengar was next. Which, I'm gonna be honest, Charizard was not that high up on the list. I wonder if just because everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna say Charizard because that's basic. Because I know Joey sometimes, like his favorite is Charizard, but sometimes he won't say Charizard because he, you know, kind of feels that way. So sometimes he says Cubone, depending. But Cubone's on the list for sure. Don't you guys worry. Don't you worry about him. But I also took the top like 10 of whatever Google said and threw those in there too. Well, not threw them in. That was the start of my list. Because I kind of needed somewhere to start. So I did top 10. I think it was like Greninja, Gengar, Charizard, Sylveon, Umbreon. Can't even think of any others. Was there a top grass in there? The legendary birds usually. Like Lugia, I think gets some love. Got a lot of votes for Ho-Oh. Makes sense, makes sense. I don't know if I'll do it on the live since I'm going to try to get this to be my focus, is like the Pokemon challenge. But I want to do like a stash buster of my fabric because this is my, do you see this? This is my black fleece. It is overflowing. I can't even like really get this out or push it in. So I need to make some black creatures. And mostly I want to do it on the embroidery machine, but I do have, I think it's dolphin wing. I have their bat pattern, and I really like that because it uses black scraps. If you make black bats, of course, but it uses scraps really well. So I need to make some more bats. But I'm hoping that that will just be a whole video in itself, and it'll like span over weeks, months, however long it takes me. And by that time I will have created even more scraps. So now what we do, and this is what I did for the little things on the bows too, we trim around. Don't worry, we trim better than this. And then we put a white piece of fleece over it, and it will sew up the whole bow. I guess this is basically kind of like an applique type situation. An applique in the hoop, if you will. Does anyone have plans for this weekend? I know for us, it is Memorial Day weekend. So I'm hoping Joey doesn't have to work tomorrow. The weather is not supposed to be good, so I guess we won't really be doing anything, but it would be nice for him to have a 4-day weekend because he'll be off on Monday. And he's not supposed to work Fridays, but he works at a factory, and so you know how that'll be sometimes. He gets mandatory overtime. Funny, I'm literally ironing scrap fabrics now for scrap busting projects. They're getting out of hand. Do you have like cotton scraps, or what fabric do you use the most of? I'm always on the look for some really good scrap busting projects, or just what to do with my scraps anyways. I like to, for long fleece scraps, I like to make dog like rope tug of war things, and then I like to use it as stuffing. But the number of times that I've moved and just had huge bags of scrap that I've just thrown away, it makes me so sad. So I've started just throwing it a little bit at a time, like, or throwing it away while I'm going through it, and just keeping myself to one bag of smaller scraps, like scraps that I can't use. And then when those bins get filled up, that's when I know I really got to do something. I saw that fabric buying goals. Oh my gosh, yeah, my big burrito of fabric. Yeah, that was like 11 yards, I think. It might have been a little more than that. I just always need black, and hence why I have so many scraps of it. And I love Fabric Wholesale Direct. That's my favorite place right now to get fleece. I think it's really good quality. And they are sold out of it a lot of times. So they had it in stock. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And then if I spent, I think $100, I got like free shipping. So I bumped it up until I got to $100. And if I think about it, it really won't get me that far. Like, if I got 11 yards, that makes 11 Umbreon hats, if you want to think of it that way. And if I break it down even further, like sometimes I have maybe 3 Mothman hat orders a week. This is on a good week. 3 Mothman hat orders and like 2 Umbreon hats. And that's over, or let's say that's over a span of like 2 weeks or whatever. That already right there is 5 black hats. So that's already 5 yards of my 11 yards that I just bought. So I really probably should be buying more, but my wallet just cries. But especially when it comes to black, that's what I should do. Black and white, because I use, what's the other one? Big Z Fabrics. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, don't like it as much. The fabric kind of smells like a factory, and sometimes it feels a little, not moist, maybe oily. I don't know, it just does not feel soft. Sometimes I feel like I have to clean it to even feel like I can sell it. And yeah, I just don't, their quality is pretty good, but it does have the pill, so it is a little raised, and I don't like that as much in terms of, like, I don't like the textured look. I really like the smooth. So yeah, that's why I should also be buying more from Fabric Wholesale Direct, FWD, I think is the abbreviation. So I should check their site right now. I think it's 15% off on Fabric Wholesale. Alright, we're gonna get sewing. And we're gonna start with, I think I can use white thread through this whole thing, honestly. Does anybody else just use white on all their lighter colors? Like when I'm sewing light blue, light pink, yellow, I just use white thread. Speaking of thread, okay, I use these serger cones. I've been using it for going on probably 9 years instead of regular thread. Yes, I know it's not as strong. My costume teacher in college told me that because they use it for serging. But I'm not sewing things that are going to be rough played, I guess. Like when I sew appas, that's an example, I use thicker fabric or I double this over, sometimes triple it over, to make sure all the pieces that I'm sewing on are secure. So when I sew with serger thread, I do double it to make it stronger. But when it comes to the sewing machine of the things together, I use it in my machine. Now, what I have found out by doing that is it does make the machine very dusty and you do have to clean it more often. So that is the negative. And when I go to do like satin stitches and stuff, my machine does not like it. So I do have to use regular thread for that. But I just don't understand how, you know, you get these little things, these 300 yards. And I know this because I've recently been buying them again. This cost me what, like $3 or something for this little thing? And I have to buy one at least once every 2 weeks, if not once a week, if I'm really sewing with this color, like white or black. And I just don't, it makes me mad. And I haven't looked, they probably make bigger of sewing machine thread, right? Like this one doesn't necessarily say what weight it is, but like the all-purpose. But I guess I'd have to buy it online or something. It makes me mad. So yes, I buy serger thread if anyone's curious. I recommend it. It'll get you further along. But if you're buying things that need to withstand the test of time, technically it's not that strong. Mostly satin for tonight, excess for my clients, costumes and uniforms, free fabric for me. That's awesome. We love free fabric. Just put that there. I wash my fabric before sewing, and the scraps I'm ironing still smells nice. Oh yeah, when I did masks and stuff, I would sew the cotton, and I always felt better about it when I was like ironing and sewing it. I'm like, okay, good. This smells clean. You know, you want the masks to smell clean. People are gonna be putting them on their face. I think I usually would tell people to wash them beforehand, but in case they didn't, they're clean. Yay, guys, we can finally start sewing. Thank you for being patient with me. All right, so we're gonna sew our little bows. Did I show you guys this is what it looked like? And then we'll cut these out. I only need one, of course, for the hat, so I can make another one now. And then we will cut it, turn it inside out, and attach it later. I feel like this is sitting so far away from me. Scooch. Every time I move this, it takes me like an hour to reposition it all. So speaking of sewing like machines, the one that I was talking about, my very first machine, or actually it was my second machine, but it was basically my first machine. Because my first machine was kind of a cheaper Walmart one. But the one that I still have that I used pretty much at the beginning of my whole business was the SE400. And I use that at my stepdad's shop when I go work there. I have it so that if it's a slow day, I can work on some stuff while I'm answering phone calls, and it still worked good. I told my mom one time how much it was to get my sewing machine cleaned. And the place that I take it to, I do know there's some places that are cheaper, but this one I've used before and they do a good job and it's usually pretty fast. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's like $120 if they don't have to fix anything or like add parts just for cleaning, and usually I have to get parts added or fixed. And my mom's like, oh my goodness, that's so much, like you're better off to get a new sewing machine by then. And I mean, technically, yes, if you are getting basic. I think when my mom got this one for me, which was a Christmas present, the SE400, I think it was like $400. But now if you were to go get one like it, it probably would be more expensive. But in terms of like these embroidery machines, yeah, no, that's definitely worth it. And I also told her, like, technically you're supposed to get it cleaned every year, like professionally, but I don't do that. I was like, I haven't got this thing cleaned for like 10 years. So guys, don't model after me for taking care of how to take care of your machines, okay? I take care of them. I'm good to them. I just don't bathe them as much as they should be bathed, you know? But she was like, oh, okay, well, if that's, you know, the only time you've taken it to get it clean, then it's worth it. I'm like, yeah, I should be taking it more. My thread is like a 50 cents to dollar for 3000 M, I think. Depends on the brand. They're locally made, but really good quality. Oh, maybe that's what I need to find. I need to see if I can find some good quality, like, local thread. There's a little local quilting shop here. I've only went there once. I don't even know if they're still there. But they didn't have anything that I would use. They had, of course, a whole lot of cotton and like quilting stuff. And I need like fleece. I think that they had some minky. And maybe they would have felt, actually. But I'm really debating selling a bunch of my cotton fabrics that I have. Because we got a bunch when we were making masks, you know? And I don't know what else to use them for. I was using them to make the cutlery holders that I've made some for. But my problem is I try to do too many things. And I try to take on too many projects. And I have to be honest with myself that I can't make the different things, you know? In terms of trying to sell at like conventions and stuff. I've taken the cutlery holders and stuff to conventions a few times, and I have sold some, but just, I gotta be real with myself that that's not, I don't have time to add those to my lineup of things to make. I gotta stick with my niche, which I enjoy. I love my Pokemon. I love my little cutesy anime nerdy hats. But I do enjoy making I like making usable things, you know, like cutlery holders. I like dice bags. I've made some dice bags. I think they're really cute. I've only sold one. That could also be, though, because I've only made 3, and the other 2 are both Animal Crossing. So if you don't like Animal Crossing, then you're not gonna buy a dice bag. But the fabric is just so stinking cute. Guys, I forgot I'm supposed to be videotaping my progress. It's okay. We're gonna get some footage every once in a while. And again, I could just take it from the live if I need to. Gotta trim some of this off. So that the top of my hat will line up. So I was putting off this challenge till I saw if I got into Otakon, the big convention in Washington, D.C. And yeah, I officially got the wait. I was like, did I ever get a wait list? I did. I got a wait list thing, email. And in the thing, they was like, you're on the wait list. Respond to this if you want to be taken off the wait list. And I think I'm going to give it one more week. And then if I don't hear anything, I'm probably going to be asked to take off the wait list, because for a convention that size, I need at least three months or so to prepare, and it's the beginning of August. So June, July, yeah. So honestly, I should just tell them now, but I'll give it one more week. So I'm basically telling myself that I didn't get into Otakon because I didn't. But I guess I'm trying to be easy on myself. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. But I also need that kind of reassurance that I'm not gonna get off the wait list. So if I tell them, hey, I'm not, you can take me off the wait list, then I know for sure there's no chance of me going. So since that is the case, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the Pokemon challenge, as you guys can see. And this is gonna be my focus for the next several months. Hopefully we can get it done before the year's over, I want to say. And it'll be fun. It'll give me some things to add, especially to MegaCon, which I know for sure I'm doing. It's actually a year, less than a year now, until MegaCon 2027, because they've moved it to May. So it'll give me a chance to bring some new things to MegaCon, if I have any inventory left over, of course. Hopefully they sell. But this is kind of my roundabout way of making myself make new things instead of just the usual. Because I can make Umbreons and Sylveons all day long, but if I keep going to the same events and conventions, people are kind of going to get tired of that. Alright, filmed a little bit of footage. That's good for now. I'll try to get a little more. How about lanyards, key fobs, totes, coin purses? Oh, to use for my cotton scraps? Yeah, I may... Oh no, that wouldn't be cotton scrap. So I have this, it's like a webbing, I think they call it, but it's like thick. So think of like those wristlet keychain things, but it's that thick, like almost like dog collar material, and they're long strips of this webbing, I think is what we called it. In high school, we used to make those keychains where you embroider on the ribbon and then you put the ribbon on the webbing. And I have a whole bunch of that webbing. I think I gave away all my ribbon. So now I just have all this webbing, and I'm like, maybe I should sell this too. Because my idea for the cotton fabric was like, see if I could do like fat quarters, or if I had bigger pieces, sell it by like half a yard or fourth a yard. just to see if I can get a little bit of money back and I can spend it on fleece that I will for sure use. But as much as I would love, and I really enjoyed when I was doing the farmer's market, I really enjoyed making like new things. So maybe I should keep it just to like a rainy day project. But the odds are, if I want to make something new, I'm probably going to make plushies or hats or something. So that's the thing, is I don't make a lot of things with cotton fabric. So I'm like, maybe I should just get rid of it, and then I won't feel so bad that it's just sitting here. Guys, I love the color blue. I just love it so much. It is a different color blue up there. But I haven't listed fabric on Facebook Marketplace yet, but I've listed like some pants and decoration stuff just to kind of clear out our closet. And I haven't got even like one person interested, so then I kind of lost my motivation to post things on Facebook Marketplace. And it was like, sorry, I got distracted playing with my pins that are all bent. It was like the Lululemon pants and shorts that I don't fit into anymore. But that's about all the name brand stuff I have. I am not a big name brand person, so selling clothing is not my thing. But a lot of this like fabric, I know it was like from Joann's, so there might be some people out here looking for this cotton fabric, and I'm just like sitting on it when it could be used for something greater. Do they have things like that? Like markets that people sell at, like a quilter's market maybe, where people go and sell their fabrics and not as much as their quilt. Maybe I should see if I can set up at one of those like markets and just take my fabric that I don't need anymore to see if I can sell it. I bet you they do. I bet you I could just set up at one of my local craft fair things and I'd find my people. Because I sold some fabric at or on Etsy a few times. I had some like Kentucky fabric, I think, that we had a whole bunch of and we weren't going to use. And I knew that since it had like a brand, like a name on it, it would probably sell decently. And somewhere I have some Florida Gator fabric that I know I'm never going to use that, so it's like a flannel. So let me know if you guys can even hear the music. If the music is too loud. I'm trying a different thing where honestly I just use YouTube Premium and I play copyright-free music from YouTube. Because I used my YouTube Studio and I used songs from my library that I had downloaded that at one point they were all free. But I guess, I think it's probably in the terms and conditions, the artist of the music has decided they no longer want their music to be free. So then they can now charge you, but they can't charge me because I didn't pay, but they can copyright strike me now. So my last live, where I used the music from my downloaded YouTube library, that video can't be monetized because it got like a copyright strike. So I'm like, well, I'm trying to avoid spending money right now, especially on like music, if I can get copyright-free music somewhere. So we're trying this way, but I don't know if the sounds are good or anything yet. So I could hear it a little bit, but now I can't really hear it. But Joey has YouTube Premium, so I'm using his YouTube Premium. Thank you to my wonderful husband. I love him so much. I stopped using it. We made our baby a YouTube Kids account because it was messing up his algorithm on YouTube because he was getting like Little Bear and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, we'll make her a kids account. And we have the kids account now, but now I'm messing up his algorithm because I'm gonna be playing copyright-free music. But it's fine. That should be better than, and I'll just stick with this like one video or something, so maybe it won't mess it up too bad. But from what I've noticed, they don't get ads on kids TV, and Joey has YouTube Premium. I'm the only one that does not pay to get the ads taken away, so I think that they give me more ads. I get like minute-long ads now, not even like at the beginning of videos. We're talking like middle of a video. It's like, here you go, you got 5 ads to watch. And I'm like, what? They're really trying to make me buy YouTube Premium. But it's fine. I just tell myself that I'm supporting my local artist, or not local artist, I'm supporting my artist, because that's what I watch on my YouTube. It's just other artists' videos and stuff. I should record a little bit for the video. Hold, I need to clear my throat. Okay, we should be good. I feel better. It's because I haven't drank a lot of water. And now I'm drinking this coffee. Okay, that's left. This will be right. Drink some water while I'm thinking of it. This pocket is crooked. I'm trying to think of who else is on the spreadsheet that has like a lot of votes. I think Piplup is pretty high up there. Cubone's pretty high up there. I don't think anyone has said Latios and Latios. And you know, they used to be really big sellers on my Etsy. And I remade them and relisted them. And I don't think I sold a single one. I sold them at conventions. One of them I sold both of them. And then I think I sold Latios somewhere. I don't even think I made a Latios for it, and I just sold Latios. But yeah, they did not sell on Etsy. They used to be like one of my biggest sellers. What are your thoughts of Vertical Live? I really don't have a lot of thoughts on it. Can you do Vertical Live on YouTube? I assume you can. I always think of TikTok when it comes to Vertical Live, so I've really only done it there, and that was years ago. But I assume I could just do it on my phone, right? I'm gonna record me sewing a little bit before I forget. But yeah, I don't mind the idea of it. Why? Do you have any suggestions on Vertical Lives? Do you think it would be better for like sewing so that I could do like up close sewing or something? I really have this whole layout, one, because I think it's cute, and two, I would like to eventually stream on Twitch and YouTube. I think that there's a free option, but I'm not sure how good it is, because I know it's not through Streamlabs. It's a whole different thing. So I was kind of waiting until I got to the point where I was making enough a month on YouTube where I could pay for that to be able to stream on multiple platforms. And we're not there yet, but I have made more these past 2 months, I think, than I have like the whole beginning of the year combined. So that's something. And I really am liking this schedule I'm doing right now, where I post video on Monday, short on Tuesday, Wednesday is nothing, but I try to at least like make a post or something, and then Thursday we go live, and usually I make a post too saying we're gonna go live. So maybe Wednesday should be my post about talking about going live tomorrow. I guess we'll just see how I'm feeling. And then Friday I post a short, and then I don't post anything on the weekend, but maybe I should start adding something on the weekend. So if you guys have any suggestions if I should post another short on the weekend. Because my shorts don't get me revenue, but they do get me followers, which is nice and helpful. And then hopefully those followers will stay and watch my long form content, which does get me more revenue. But what I've also found out is that my Artist Alley videos get a whole lot of views at the beginning, like when they're first posted. That's when they're the most popular. I ran out of bobbin all the way back here. I sewed all the way here. My machine, I think both of my machines now have stopped telling me when I'm getting low on bobbin. I don't know if that's a thing that goes out eventually, or it still tells me though when I'm in bordering, so I guess that's good. And my thing came unthreaded. What was I saying? Okay, so Artist Alley videos do really good when they're first posted, or not necessarily even really good. They do their best when they're first posted, and they maybe pick back up when that convention comes back around, like when MegaCon comes around. People might be posting or might be watching MegaCon videos again. But my tutorials, so the graph line for those is like flat, up, and then back down, I think. For my tutorials, which is what I'm trying to lean a little bit more into this year and in general, since I'm having to cut back on conventions, we're trying to focus more on tutorials. And that graph line looks like this, and it just keeps going up, because the longer that it's on the interwebs, the more time people are going to see it, and it's one that people will just like stumble upon or look for. So it's just going to keep going up. And that one, or ones like that, do make me more money overall, I guess you would say. Just not immediately. So that's why we're trying to find a nice balance. We're trying to see what works. And I think we're in a good spot. And then hopefully eventually I'll check out either this free place where I can stream to both platforms, or I can pay for both, or pay for Streamlabs Ultra or whatever it's called, because I don't want to switch to Twitch. I don't want to build another audience on another platform. It's a lot. So if you guys have any tips on that too, I will greatly take them. Joey found this free one, but now I don't remember what it's called. But I'm sure I can do a quick Google search and it would tell me something. I just know that it's easier to get found on Twitch because people go to Twitch to watch lives. On YouTube, people are more likely to just like stumble upon my channel, or if they see one of my shorts or something, then they're like, oh, this person's live. And you know, maybe I should change my short. Maybe I should upload a short on Wednesday so that it's still getting some good traction, and then do a post on Friday or something. So maybe I should flip that around. I think vertical live in YouTube gets to be pushed more to non-subscribers. I just don't know about the retention and if the monetization is the same. Oh, you know, I hadn't thought about that either. Because I guess they can push those as like YouTube shorts almost. Because I don't scroll on YouTube a lot on shorts. So I could see, or I don't know exactly how that works, but I could see how that's a thing. So maybe I should try that sometime. And I assume to do that, I just do it on my phone, I think. So I don't think there's an option through Streamlabs. So that's a good idea. Maybe, did I run out of bobbin again? I might try that for next Thursday. Thank you. Thank you, Chinky. I might look into that. So if next Thursday I'm in vertical, you know why. I like it. And maybe I will also try where I post a short the day before. Because I could also see that being a thing where people are more likely, if they find you in shorts and see your live, they're more likely to watch you when you're in vertical because they're on their phone already. Whereas lots of times if you're watching lives like this, it's probably on a computer or TV. It just got me thinking because I saw a very new channel and her regular videos are also vertical, but it does good too. It doesn't affect the views at all. If anything, it's doing well. Oh. I never thought, yeah, like just their regular content videos is vertical. I mean, I guess that makes sense because everyone is watching a lot of content on phones now. Thank you for that idea. Check the time. Because time flies when you're having fun. And I was expecting it to already be like almost 4 o'clock. But we're good. We still got a little over an hour. Probably, no, not an hour. I'm trying to think. I need to spray my bedroom for spiders still, but my dogs are in there right now because I was waiting for it to dry out here. But I do think it's dry now. So I might let them out. Go spray in there real quick because when I leave, they have to go back in there. And I might also take a bathroom break too. So it might be really quick break. I'll finish sewing this. But we're making good progress even though I'm chit-chatting and taking a lot of breaks. I ordered my first edition labels, so hopefully they'll be in next week maybe? I think it said it could be the beginning of June, so. But that's fine, we'll just do some ones that I've already done first. No biggie. So this like goes like that. I need to like shorten it a little bit. Yay, we got the base of the hats done. Checking my seams. Okay, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'm going to let my dogs out. I'm going to probably let them back in so they don't play in the mud. But I'm going to do a heist if I remember how to do it. And you guys are welcome to join the heist. You just do the exclamation point heist and then how much you want to wager. I think if you want to see how much heist you can do, exclamation point points, P-O-I-N-T-S, exclamation point, and then write out points, and it'll tell you how much you have. But yeah, we'll go see. We'll try to get some treasure. We'll see if we die. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. And here's the pupper duppers to say hi. Well, how did that happen? Must have knocked them off. No, I died. I did not get any points. We know it takes time making videos and editing. If everything is vertical, she can use the same videos in her other platforms. That's so smart. I've always thought about that because I would like to use some stuff. You know, I'm struggling right now to record and I want to use it for shorts. But that's not a bad idea if I'm doing the Pokemon challenge, because then I can just use that footage. Chinky, you might be onto something. I could just use that footage for the shorts, and then I don't have to worry about going back and forth and filming. Like it. Oh, I never moved my camera back down. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Please enjoy my pupper duppers being crazy in the background. I don't know how these are different. You know what? It doesn't really matter. These like pieces that I cut are like not even the same size and they don't fit back together right. And then I was like, okay, well maybe this ear goes to this one, but that doesn't fit right either. I don't know, but it really is really not that big of a deal. Maybe the fabric underneath it was folded weird. I don't know. Now we're gonna place these little pink middle areas. I think right now Big Z Fabrics is the only place I can get this like bubblegum pink, like darker pink color, and I use it for Greninja tongues. So that's like the one thing that I really have to get from them. But I think I might have saw that Hobby Lobby has that color. I just need to check in person again. But of course, you know, I don't love Hobby Lobby. We use it sparingly. Get a video of this. It's so hard to sew while looking at my phone. That's okay. I don't expect it to be a long short. So it's fine. Because it can't be longer than 3 minutes on YouTube. But it can't, if it's longer than 1 minute, then you can't use their audio. So I like to keep it under 1 minute. And then of course, 15 seconds and less gets the most amount of views because it's a quick video, so more people watch it multiple times, I guess. I'm not sure. That's what I assume. But I do like using their sounds because I do feel like that helps you get views if you use a popular sound, because people also find you from looking through that sound. But I do know my longer form content, someone commented and was like, this would be really nice if you, or you should add like a soothing music behind it, or some cute lo-fi or something. And I was like, yeah, I know, that would be great. I just don't have, I can't do that unless I'm adding it through YouTube, like if I'm making a whole video, I think, because I don't think I can add sound on my editing software. But I also don't think I can download music from YouTube Studio to my phone. I know I can download it on my computer. But honestly, I should probably take like one of those Skillshare like editing classes or something, just for short form. That would not be a bad thing for me. I like learning. I like learning new things. And I miss school every once in a while, so when I'm missing school, I should just do that. I should just take an online little class thing. Learn new skills. Whoa. I was looking into like alterations, because I did some alterations for my sister. Sorry. For my sister on her bridesmaid's dress. And she's always like, you should get into alterations. Like, I know you don't love it as much, but you can do it, just some things here and there, make a little extra money. I was like, I know. I'm not opposed to the idea. So I watched a couple YouTube videos of this lady doing her alteration business, and she kind of just does it for some extra money. I want to say she's like retired. And she went through just like what she did in the week in the alterations. And she did some knit fabrics, like some sweaters and stuff. And talking about how, you kind of have to learn how to do it. And it's kind of tedious. But that it's a really good skill to have. And I was like, that's really cool. I don't think I would ever need it or want to use it, because I don't work with like a lot of knits, and I don't think I would take on like an alteration if like there's something in a hole in it for like a knit sweater. And then I got recommended a video or something about how to stitch up like a knit sweater, because she wasn't showing it like super up close, but they were showing me how to do it. And I was like, oh, that's like really cool how the way that this person did it, like you had to weave the thread in, and then you come back around and then you weave it the other way. But what she was saying too is that you take the threads from like the sleeve of the sweater or something, because you want to use the same type of material so that it's not noticeable, because if you use like sewing thread, you're going to be able to see it. So now I'm like, man, that actually would be pretty cool to learn how to do. And what even more gave me the idea is I do beanies, and I embroider beanies, and occasionally I will accidentally snip the beanie when I'm trying to cut the embroidery thread. And if you guys have ever done that, you know the hole just like keeps getting bigger. And sometimes if I catch it soon enough, I can kind of sew it back up, and then if there's still embroidery to do, it embroiders over it, so it's fine. But sometimes I don't, and I fix it and it's very noticeable, so then I sell it as like a discounted price. But I'm like, if I had that skill, I could just do it on this beanie. Now, depending on how far the beanie was or long, or how long it took to stitch out, it might not be worth my time. But here's your riddle piddle. Hi, baby. Don't punch me. Don't you punch me. Mwah. Okay, that's good. Okay. I think your paws are still a little dirty, but you're actually pretty clean. Okay, all done. You're gonna make everyone else jealous. Okay, all done. Goodbye. Down. Daisy, don't be mean. All right, go. You see that shark jump out of the water? Yeah, because I haven't done it in a while. And then I think I did it on 2 of my Team Skull beanies within the last like week. And it's just because I'm rushing and trying to go too fast, and I just snipped it, and then I'm making myself mad. So I just need to stop trying to like rush. I was gonna take another video, but we'll wait. Try to get some different angles too on my videoing. Does anybody else do that? They use their buzz to catch, or their thighs. That sometimes doesn't go as planned. But when you drop a sewing needle or a pen and you like try to block it, or you like close your legs real quick, sometimes it doesn't go so well. But that's always my first instinct. So let me just throw them. Or I do that with the bobbin too, like if I'm about to drop it. Alright, now we can stuff these. I really liked that I planned out, like, here's the order of my long form contents that you can expect to see from me. I don't like how this nub came like this. I think I'm gonna sew it because it's really long. But I think want to make another post. I do like that I kind of had it all planned out, and it kind of held me accountable too. I'm like, oh, we already put it out there in the the world to see, so you kind of have to make sure you record a Callie and Marie hat video. Okay, see how that one's like, this one's like waving to you. So I'm gonna flip this one back and sew it. But right now, I should have this little library con that I did last week. That video should go up Monday. And I'm trying to record another one so that I can have it edited. That's probably gonna be, I want to paint my claw machine. Not sure how that's gonna go, but I would like to do that. And then also kind of going along with the Pokemon, I saw that specifically Crochet by Sammy, I think, but I think some other people too have done the alphabet like crochet. And I think that would be a cute thing to add on to like the 100 Pokemon challenge, is that I can do the Pokemon starting with like A, and then that'll help add Pokemon to my list. So I can pick the top Pokemon that starts with the A that people have requested me to make, and then do like A, B, and C in a long form video. And then also film it and get some short form content too. There, that looks better. It's still a little bit tiny, but it is better. So let me get a little video of me stuffing the ears too. And we don't forget to hit record. I really, really like the idea of opening Pokemon cards and like, here's the hit. Or whatever the hit is what I make as a hat. I really like that. But it's very hard to find Pokemon cards right now. We are able to find like some perfect order every once in a while, so maybe I just need to save up. But sometimes when Joey and I are opening Pokemon cards, we don't record it, so then that kind of defeats the purpose. So I think maybe I just need to get some that I can open on stream, or I've opened one at the convention, but I don't think I got anything. I don't even think I got like a nice EX or anything. So I wouldn't really count any of those as a hit that I got. Okay, that's another bet. Now that I've sprayed for spiders, though, I do think that kind of pushes them out. But like, how do you, if you think spiders aren't in your attic, how do you spray? Because when I spray, I spray the perimeter of the house, you know? The baseboards. But if I think they're up there, what do I do? I'm like, what do they do when they bomb a house? When they like spray, like bug bomb? I know you have to like be out of your house for, I think like a whole day, right? You gotta spend the night somewhere else. Look how pretty these colors are. feel like we'll get this most of the way done. Maybe I just won't do the embroidered eyes on here because that is kind of obnoxious because I do a satin stitch and it takes a lot of time. And it's not even like, it's not terribly long, but if you have to constantly listen to the machine go, then it gets kind of annoying to do for like live. But I also need to figure out what I'm doing for Joey. Likes to stream for his friends on Thursday nights, and he does scary stuff, so that if we're too weenie to play actual scary movies or scary games, we can just watch him play scary games. So he's gonna do that tonight, and usually that crochet or craft or whatever, we do that while he's playing it and we watch him. And I gotta figure out what I'm going to do for tonight. The first time I stuffed some Kirby's and sewed them up, and then last Thursday I crocheted those little squish Kirby's, my little stress ball Kirby's. But my hands, to be honest with you guys, I'm pretty sure I have carpal tunnel, and I just have not gone to the doctor yet to get it figured out because I'm pretty sure it's going to require surgery. And even though I should do it right now while we have insurance and everything is good, and like the baby and stuff, I know that it's gonna put like, and I don't have conventions or anything to stress about. I know it's gonna put me out for a while, so I'm putting it off. But that's not good. I shouldn't do that. But crochet really makes it worse, and I can really tell when I do it, so I don't do it a whole lot. But I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying crochet. But I knew when I started it that it was gonna really mess with my hands. Alright, now I can add these. So I think what I will probably work on while he's streaming is some Pikmin, or just bucket hats in general, because I'm hopefully by June do like a sale on my bucket hats. So if you guys are wanting bucket hats, check it out, because I have a whole bunch of bucket hat colors that I need to like push out. Basically, we have the usual like red, yellow, blue for the Pikmin, but I have some pink that I need. I have white. I've been doing the hibiscus, or it's not an actual Pikmin, I don't think, but like hibiscus Pikmin. I think it's so cute. But the problem with pink and I think gray is I don't have a fabric that matches exactly. And I tried dyeing it and it did not go super well, so either I'll put something else on it or the colors will just have to be off a little bit. But I know I have a few Cora bucket hats I can sew, but I need to sew their like faces together, so I could do that if we get to a point where this is done but not officially complete. But I don't want to like end the live just yet. If you guys didn't watch my last live, I made hats that have the little, ears that move. I made Mothman, and they turned out so cute. So you should go check them out. I'm hopefully gonna put them on my store. Probably just Mothman right now. And I should post that tonight. Maybe that's what I can do too, because I have a video going up tomorrow about like making fidget things, and I have my little stress balls in that video, and I have my Mothman, I call him Peekaboo. And I always try to put my stuff on my website before I post like a video or a short, just in case it happens to take off, so that I have it there in my website if they want it. But these little stress balls sold really well at the little library convention that I did. And I was expecting them to, honestly, because kids, they love those things. Alright, there's one half. Let me show you my stress balls. I keep talking about them, so let me show them to you real quick. I really like this one, and then I'll show you Kirby, and then I'll show you this octopus that I made, but I didn't like go off a pattern. I kind of was just winging it based off other patterns I did. But okay, here's one. This one's really cute. It's got white bubbles. And then this is Kirby. This way. And then here's a little octopus, which I think is really cute, and I really like this color pink, but you can tell that he's not like even. I tried to fix him a little bit, but I think he's still sellable, but probably not for the price that he needs to be. Oh, but he's so cute. I really like these. I think I use the same eyes. They're like pink eyes, or maybe they're clear actually. Yeah, these are so fun. Oh, that Kirby didn't even have like the good eyes that I like. I have these little kawaii. Here's the ones with the like plastic eyes. Cute. Yeah, really loving crochet, but kills my hands. As everyone that crochets knows, I'm sure they feel the same. And I want to say that that's probably part of the reason that I put it off, like really trying it for so long. It's because I knew it was really gonna hurt. And I wear a brace while I sleep, but I should probably wear it during the day too. That probably would help a little bit. It's just hard with a toddler. Especially if she wants to be held. I can't like pat her on her back because that requires me to bend my wrist. And it just kind of stays like straight up like this. So then I'm like moving my whole arm, I guess. And she wasn't sleeping the best through the night. a couple weeks ago, so I stopped even putting it on because I'd have to take it off every time I have to go rock her back to sleep. But now she's sleeping a little better, so I've been putting it back on. But then I'm like, what if it jinxes me? She's been sleeping so good. I released the add-on tutorial for Callie and Marie, if you guys are interested in making Callie and Marie. I'm hoping it'll do good around like Halloween. That's usually when my Splatoon pattern really takes off, my Splatoon hat pattern. But I also just made a Squeakoid one as well that I have the free pattern, but if you want the like embroidery, I have that for sale. But I included a free one on YouTube if you just want to do the like regular like felt eyes. And I like the idea that I want to do this video, you know, where I use my felt scrap or my fleece scraps of the black fleece. And I think it'd be really cool and nice if I were using like my patterns or other people's patterns, whichever ones I decide to use, and I was able to link them. So I'm probably gonna do my Mothman, probably gonna do my manta rays, and have like Scream and No Face that I use. And I think it would be cool to be able to have either that for free that other people can use it, or probably if it's an embroidery pattern, it would be on my website. But I do have a Google Drive for all my free patterns. Like my manta ray one, I would probably have it for free, but I just have to double check that I can upload the free embroidery files. I think someone told me that I could. Because that one's pretty easy, like in the hoop embroidery pattern. But I'd like to do some other ones like that. I'd like to do like a penguin, maybe, because I think that would be good to use my black and white fabric. All right, we're almost done. Sew it all together. I'm gonna add a tag, but these are just the regular ones. But when I get them in, it will say like line around sewing. It'll have this. If you guys can read it. And then on this side, instead of saying spot clean only, made by me, and my website, it'll just say like first edition. It'll have that little first edition symbol. So I'm excited to see those. I didn't request a proof because I've ordered from this person before. I use Miss Labels on Etsy. I always have. I've never got my labels anywhere else. Haven't even looked at other prices. And so I messaged them to see if that was doable. And I wanted to probably just order 100, but when I order in the future again, I probably won't want them. So I don't want them to get rid of my like old design. I don't know how they keep track of which one I'm getting. So I was like, you want me to just order or like message you beforehand next time so you know? And they're like, yeah, that's great. But I think I might have ended up getting like 150 so that I could get free shipping. So I guess I have to make 150 new Pokemon. Which shouldn't be too hard to do because there is, what, over 1,000 now? But the thing is, I've made most of the most popular ones. Unless it's like legendary, I really haven't made a lot of the legendaries. I think I've made a Lugia one. But I haven't made like Jirachi, Victini, or those are called like the mythical or whatever. I haven't made those, and I think that they would be cute. Alright, let's check our scenes. This is so cute. I think the dark pink will look good too because it's gonna stand out more on the white. Yeah, that looks good. And the white pupil is really gonna get hidden on the lighter pink color. So that would also be a problem. Whereas even if this was a lighter color, I do a satin stitch around it in black so it would stand out either way. But I can't do anything about the white pupil. All right, we can go ahead and glue these on and then go. Watch out. Go. And then when we get to, because I just hot glue these in place. And then when it's time to sew, I won't sew it. But I can go ahead and assemble the like bow so you guys can kind of see the final thing. I need to cut out a nose. Joey and I have been playing Subnautica 2. I don't know if anyone's played it, but it's really nice. It's really good. If you like Raft, which is what we've played that like years ago and beat it, it was really fun. This is kind of like it, but also not at all. Like I guess the only similarities they really have is the crafting / building, and you're in the ocean. But Raft, you like sail around. But I know we're gonna have, we just haven't got there yet. I know we're gonna have to like move or sail or whatever. But most of the time we're exploring the ocean floor. Whereas in Raft, I don't think we did a whole lot of exploring the ocean. We did when we had to find stuff and loot, forage, whatever you want to call it. But mostly it was like we go to these islands and get the stuff off the islands and do the story and stuff. Whereas for so far in Subnautica, that's all we've been doing is exploring the ocean and finding all these things. And I really didn't know if I was gonna like it because I don't love the idea of being underwater, even though it's a game, and possibly dying and running out of breath. And panicking. But the good thing with this game is they actually encourage dying because the whole thing is you're reprinted. So your body, they can just reprint you a new body, basically. Just like technology, your computer thing. Your brain is loaded onto a chip, and then they just print you a new body and give you the chip. So I think that makes it a little easier on my heart and my brain. Because then if I see a big scary fish, it still scares me. But if I die, it's okay. And you don't lose your stuff. I think you'd lose some, like maybe a couple of things, but you don't lose your like big important tools, which is really nice. Now I don't know if there's a different mode maybe, and Joey put us on the easy mode. I'm not sure. This is so cute. Oh, I have to film. I have to film on my phone. I love that Lapras is just like sitting in the background. I really like these colors, and I know I was just saying about the like pale pink that this looks better than the pale pink, but I don't know, I just really like the idea that if I use the pale pink, it would match the regular Sylveon better. So I'm like conflicted again. Because I used this color blue because this is the color blue that I use in the other Sylveon. So I like my whole idea of like, oh, it'll be matching if they have a regular Sylveon. It kind of defeats the purpose. But it's okay. I think it's still cute. I've just still yet to decide if this is what I'm gonna make the one that I post on like my website. Like I'm gonna add this, like I said, to the listing on Etsy and my website, and I just haven't decided yet if this is gonna be the final colors that I use. I'm also still kind of going back and forth on even if I use this color blue, because I could do a lighter blue, but then it's almost too light of a blue. So there's Sylveon. It's not completely done yet. I go ahead and cut out the bow for you guys so we can see what that looks like. And I don't even think I'm gonna attach this. Or well, no, I can't attach it because I have to do the eyes first. If I attach it now, before I do the satin stitch on the eyes, it'll get in the way. So we're I can go ahead and like turn this all inside out so you guys can see it. And then I'll just do some extra sewing on the machine. I really thought we were gonna get to a little bit of Umbreon in this one, but I guess it worked out good because I don't have any of it cut out, so we wouldn't have got very far. But yeah, next Thursday we'll go live again. I might try the vertical concept, the vertical streaming. So if you guys see me go live after I end this video, don't panic. It's just probably me testing out vertical to see how it looks. Because I guess I'd have to figure out how to set up my camera in this area so that it's like close enough. But we'll probably work on, or we for sure will work on Shiny Umbreon, I feel like, next week. And then we can cross those two, and then that's 2 out of 100. Nice. But I am gonna have to do more than 1 a week, because that's, if I do 1 a week, that's 52 weeks in a year. That means by next May, I'm still working on this challenge. And we don't want that. Again, I'm hoping for like the end of the year or the last possible day, Pokemon Day of next year, which is February 27th, I think. That's why I didn't want to label this like part 1 of the Pokemon challenge. I will label my shorts part 1, part 2. So if people are like going through and trying to find them to see if their favorite Pokemon has been made, it's easier for them to like track it down. And I'll probably put the name of the Pokemon too, like part 1, Sylveon. Or maybe, should I do parts or should I just do the name of the Pokemon? You know what? I think I have a regular Sylveon. I can post a picture, or I can include it in the end of the video. I'm gonna have to hand sew that, but I can do that later. But here's what it looks like. This is the bow that I did like on the embroidery machine, and then it goes on. Whoops, sorry, punched the mic. The left side. Yay! I know it's hard to see right now. Let me just put a pin in this. So not all the way done. I could finish it on the live for you guys, but you would hear my embroidery or my sewing machine go nonstop while I'm doing the satin stitch around the eyes. So I'm going to save you all from that. But this is how it goes. And honestly, I never put the bow on the side like that. But I actually like that they go to the side. How cute is that? Usually I put it like right here. And I put one this way and one this way. And so it kind of like goes to the eyes. But guys, I might do that. I think I like that because then it doesn't, when I hang it up and I put them like this, it covers the eye and it kind of goes through the middle. But if I do it like this, it would just hang off the side and it kind of looks like it's a blue ribbon. So cute. Okay, let's get a full look. Oh no. What do you guys think? I think it turned out so well. I love it. I love this color. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. I'll show you guys what the eyes look like on the Sylveon, since I'm not gonna do that because it is buried in my closet. Sorry. Let me find the other things that I'm gonna work on for a few more minutes, probably like 20 more minutes. And that's gonna be, whoa, try not to fall, these Korok faces. Did I put the other ones? And then I also have some curvy bodies I can sew up if I need to. There's 2 stems. That stem has some yarn on it. Hold on, let me dump this out. There it is. I have an Eevee that I can work on at my dad's shop. But right now we're gonna work on these Korok faces so that I can do it while Joey plays some spooky games tonight. Let me, nah, you won't be able to see it. I was gonna set up, excuse me puppies, Sylveon in the corner, but okay, just making sure. It was telling me my mic was muted, but that was from before. I guess I can put Sylveon here where Lapras is for now, so we can look at its cuteness. Those eyes aren't all the way attached on, so disregard. There! Can you see it? Yeah! Cute. These are the Korok faces. And then I attach them on khaki colored bucket hats. I also want to do, I think, my Soot Sprite bucket hats, add those again. Those usually sell better in person. I haven't sold any online, I don't think. I had somebody order one of these and they wanted it on a black bucket hat and it looked so cute, honestly. Because she wore it with like a black dress. So honestly, I'm like, should I add that as an option? Because it looked really cute. And I think that's like the top review on my Korok bucket hat on Etsy, so it would like pop up too if people looked at the reviews. Well, you know, everyone's Anime Central video should be going up soon because it just got done last weekend. So I'm gonna be looking for those. Probably what I'll be watching tomorrow. And if you're like, Megan, you sewed that all the way up, how are you going to turn it inside out? Well, I'll show you. I just cut a little hole in the back. So this is the front because it's got the face. I cut a little hole close to the bottom in the back. And since this is felt, or since this is fleece, it won't unravel. So unlike cotton that would just keep unraveling and unraveling, it won't do that. Or minky would like keep shedding. I can just turn it inside out through this hole, and it doesn't have to be a very big hole because it's made with the stretch, so the hole stretches. And then when I attach this to the bucket hat, the hole is covered up and I don't have to sew the hole closed. So this just goes on the bucket hat. Boop, like that. Boop. Like this. Boop. And it's all done. And that's a step that I get to skip. And it saves me time and you all money. Ow, stab myself. I might finish this up and sign off, if you want to call it that, because I'm probably going to do some things on the embroidery machine, like my Pikmin hats. I'm going to set out what colors I need to make, because I have the little triangle that goes on the Pikmin hat. I have my embroidery machine stitch that out, and it also stitches out the leaves. So I might have that going, and that's going to be kind of loud. So I might have that going, honestly, while I finish up this Sylveon hat. So it's going to be a lot of noise. And then that'll help me prepare for tonight. I'm so glad Joey is doing this, because I think it helps him a lot. It gives him something to like look forward to, especially if he has to work like Fridays, even though he's supposed to be off on Fridays. If he has to work, then it kind of like ruins his whole Thursday. But now that he has this live to look forward to, I think it helps him give him that last little push to get through the rest of the week, or like that one more day of work that he has, and like get ready for the weekend. But it also helps me and Bethany, especially if like we're prepping for a show, because we still want to socialize and hang out and play games, but then we feel guilty if we know that we need to be doing work, but we want to like play games and hang out with people. So it helps everyone, and it's super fun. But that is all that I'm going to do right now. I only have about like 20 minutes before I have to go pick up my baby. And we finished the Sylveon hat for the most part. And I'm going to try to do some things on my embroidery machine, I think, before I go get my baby. But if you're interested in this Sylveon hat, you can message me if you're seeing it like right now, as of today, like May, what is today, the 20th? 21st. It's still available. It's up for grabs. This one does not have a first edition tag, because I have made a shiny Sylveon before. But in the future, if I haven't made it, it'll have a first edition tag, so you could be the first to grab that one. It's $50. That includes shipping. Only to the United States right now. If you want to take the risk, I will ship it internationally, but sometimes it doesn't make it, depending on your customs things, and you know how it is right now. So if you want to take that risk, of course, it would be more shipping, but I would love to ship it to you. And that goes for any of my hats in the future, and the ones that are up there now as well. Next week, we will work on Shiny Umbreon, Thursday, same time, 2 Eastern time. And yeah, otherwise, you can still get a shiny Sylveon on my Etsy or my website. The colors might be a little different. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna do this lighter pink for like the eyes, but I don't have the light pink to try, so that's why we went with the darker pink. Whew, the fuzz is getting up my nose. I think that's all I have, though. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched live, if you were watching the VOD later, let me shout out my top people that commented, which was Made by Chinky was #1. Thank you. It's not going to show me the whole name, so I have to scroll. I assume that was Made by Chinky. Yay. And then thank you, Lady J Creates, for chatting as well and asking all the great questions about the embroidery and everything. I hope I was helpful. Hope that helped. And I hope you guys continue to do your crafting. And thank you. I think that's all that I have. Yeah. New video go up on Monday for the little library convention that I did. So make sure to check that out. But that's all I got for now. Bye-bye.